Let me start with a simple idea. Sometimes it's not about working harder, it's about working wiser. And sometimes there's one small shift that can change everything. Now, I want you to really think about this. What if your biggest breakthrough isn't something you add, but something you adjust? What if one simple habit, just one, could take your results, your income, your relationships, your energy, and multiply them tenfold? You see, most people are busy, few are effective, most people are active, but they're not advancing. Why? Because they're missing this one powerful habit I'm about to share with you. And once you understand it, not just hear it, but apply it, your life will never be the same. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm here to hand you a tool that can transform your time. So if you're ready to stop running in circles and start compounding results, not someday, but today, then lean in. This habit is simple, it's powerful, and it works fast. Let's get into it. The power of simple discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Let me repeat that. Discipline is the bridge, not motivation, not talent, not good intentions. Discipline. You see, most people believe success is about doing something dramatic, something huge. But more often, success is hidden in something small, something simple, done every single day. That's what creates real change. Not once, not twice, but consistently. And that's the secret. Simple discipline repeated over time. I used to wonder why some people live extraordinary lives while others stay stuck. I thought it might be luck or maybe education, but it's not. It's this: they made better choices more often and they stuck with them. You don't have to do 1,000 things, right? Just a few simple things over and over again. Now, here's the truth most people miss. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. It's easy to read 10 pages of a good book, but it's just as easy not to. It's easy to go for a walk instead of watching another hour of television, but it's also easy not to. And that's the dividing line. The line between a life of progress and a life of quiet frustration, not because of big mistakes, but because of small disciplines that were ignored. Let me give you an example. Say you eat one donut. No big deal, right? But what happens when you eat one every day for a month or for a year? The result is predictable. Now flip it. Read 10 pages a day. Exercise for 15 minutes. Make one extra sales call. It doesn't seem like much in a day, but over a year, that's a transformation. That's the power of discipline. It compounds success. Doesn't show up in a day, but neither does failure. Both are built slowly, quietly, through repeated behavior, through daily choices, through habits, and discipline is the foundation of every great habit. Without discipline, we drift with it. We grow. And here's the hard truth. If you don't choose discipline, you will eventually live with regret. You either face the weight of doing what you should, or the burden of wishing you had. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. So today, make the decision. Start with something small, something simple. Do it then, do it again tomorrow, and again the next day. Success is not a mystery. It's a method, and it begins with one thing: discipline, plan, the habit, intentional, daily reflection. Let me tell you something that changed my life at the end of each day. I sit down and ask myself a few simple questions. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? And what can I do better tomorrow? It's called intentional daily reflection, and I believe it's one of the most powerful habits you can ever build. You see, we learn best from experience, but only if we reflect on that experience. Otherwise, the lesson is lost. Life teaches every day, but only the wise stop long enough to listen. Now, most people don't reflect. Why? Because they're too busy? They rush from task to task, day to day, year to year, without ever asking the important questions. And here's what I found. Busy doesn't mean productive motion, doesn't mean progress. Only reflection creates clarity. And clarity is what multiplies results. When you reflect daily, you make better decisions. You stay focused on what matters. You stop repeating mistakes, and you build momentum. It doesn't take an hour. It doesn't take a journal. With gold trim, just 5 minutes. At the end of your day, ask yourself, what worked today? what didn't work, what distracted me, what inspired me, what's the one thing I'll do better tomorrow. You don't need to write a book. Just write a few honest lines. Let your day teach you. Because when you get the lesson, you get the power. Let me tell you something else. Success isn't found in the action alone. It's found in the adjustment. And you can't adjust what you don't review. A pilot checks his direction often because even 1 degree off can crash the plane. Same with your life. Daily reflection is your course correction. It's how you catch drift. Realign goals. Stay sharp. So let me challenge you tonight before the day ends. Pause, reflect, think, right? Don't let your experiences evaporate. Squeeze the wisdom out of every single day, because when you do this one thing, this one small habit, everything begins to accelerate. Results get better, focus gets clearer, growth becomes automatic. And all it takes is 5 quiet minutes. End your day with reflection and your future will never look the same. Why most people don't do it, it's a curious thing, this habit, daily reflection. It's simple, it's free, it only takes a few minutes, and yet most people never do it. Why? Because the truth is, what's easy to do is also easy not to do. Now, don't miss that. It's not that people don't want to grow, it's that they don't make time to stop and think. They're too busy moving, too distracted, too tired, and sometimes too afraid.
Yes, afraid.
You see, reflection takes courage. It means facing the facts, owning the day, admitting what you did well and what you didn't, and that's uncomfortable. It's easier to scroll, to binge, to sleep it off. But reflection that asks you to confront yourself. And most people would rather stay distracted than face the truth. But let me tell you something important. You can't fix what you won't face. You can't grow if you won't pause. That's why reflection is rare. Not because it's hard to do, but because it's hard to be honest. But here's the good news. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing to sit still for 5 minutes, willing to ask better questions, willing to improve one day at a time. Because success is not built on perfection. It's built on correction. And correction starts with reflection. So why don't most people do it? Because they think they're too busy, because they avoid discomfort, because no one ever told them this habit could change their life. But now, and once you can't go back to pretending you don't. So here's the challenge. Don't be like most people. Be one of the few, one of the focused, one of the disciplined. It's not about being better than someone else. It's about being better than you were yesterday. And the best way to do that is to reflect today, the 5-minute formula that changes the game. Let me give you something practical, something you can use tonight. It's called the 5-minute formula. And if you do this one habit every day, your life will begin to change fast. Now, we're not talking about hours of journaling or deep analysis, just 5 minutes. That's all. 5 minutes to stop, think, reflect, adjust, and I'll tell you exactly how to use those 5 minutes. Here's how it works. Minute 1, ask yourself, what did I do well today? Success leaves clues. Don't overlook your wins, big or small. Recognize them. This builds confidence and momentum. Minute 2, ask what didn't go well. Be honest, but don't beat yourself up. Look at it like a coach, reviewing game tape. What could you have done better? Minute 3, ask what distracted me. This is key because what you don't manage manages you. Spot the distractions. Call them out. Take back control. Minute 4, ask, what am I grateful for today? Gratitude resets your attitude. It reminds you that progress is still happening even when it feels slow. Minute 5, ask, what's my number 1 focus for tomorrow? One clear goal, one main target. Set it before you sleep and watch how your mornings change. That's it. 5 questions, 5 minutes. No fancy tools, no complicated systems, just awareness, intention, and clarity built into your daily routine. And here's what happens when you do this. You stop repeating mistakes. You start noticing progress. You take control of your time, your energy, and your direction. Because the truth is, life doesn't change in years. Life changes in days, and days change when you pay attention to them. So build this habit use this formula and do it daily. You don't need more hours, you need more awareness. And that awareness comes from reflection. Start tonight, 5 minutes, 1 page, 1 decision at a time. That's how the game changes. How this habit 10x's your life. Let me tell you something simple, but powerful. When you start reflecting daily, intentionally, consistently, your life doesn't just improve, it multiplies. That's right. 1 small habit, 5 quiet minutes, and suddenly your results don't grow by inches. They grow by leaps. Now, how does that happen? Let's break it down. When you reflect daily, you make better decisions. You don't just act, you adjust. And in life, it's the adjustments that set you apart, the small tweaks, the sharp pivots, the honest course corrections. Most people drift, but people who reflect, they navigate. That alone puts you ahead. Next, you gain clarity, and let me tell you, clarity is power. When you're clear about what worked, what didn't, what to change, you stop wasting time, you stop chasing noise, you cut through the clutter, you focus on what matters, and focus is what creates momentum. Now here's something else. When you reflect, you grow in self-awareness, you understand yourself, your patterns, your habits, your distractions, and that understanding, that's leverage. You begin to recognize what lifts you up and what holds you back. And once you see it, you can change it. Reflection also builds confidence. Why? Because each time you review your day, you see progress, you see wins, you see that you're not just surviving, you're building something. The daily review becomes a quiet victory, a reminder that you're in control, that you're improving, that you're not the same person you were last week. And here's the part I love the most. Daily reflection turns every day into a lesson, and the person who learns every day grows faster than anyone else in the room, because while others are running in circles, you're moving with purpose. That's how you 10x your results, not by doing more, but by learning more from what you're already doing. More awareness, more focus, more growth, all from 5 minutes of reflection. It's simple, but it's rare, and that's what makes it powerful. So if you want to change your life, don't wait for the new year. Don't wait for a breakthrough. Just build this habit. Let every day teach you. Let every evening sharpen you. Let every reflection push you forward, because when you reflect daily, you don't just live days, you leverage them, and that's how your life starts to multiply, layering growth on top of reflection. Now let's take it 1 step further. Reflection is powerful, but if you really want to grow, you've got to build on top of it. You've got to layer other habits that amplify the effect, because reflection gives you awareness. But what you do with that awareness, that's where growth takes off. So let me show you how to stack the habits, how to turn 5 minutes of reflection into a full system for personal growth. Start here. After you reflect, set your intention. Take what you learned from the day and turn it into action for tomorrow. Don't just say, I was distracted. Say, tomorrow I'll turn off notifications before deep work. Don't just say, I felt off. Ask, did I move my body today? Did I fuel it right? That's not just thinking, that's learning. That's applying. Next, connect reflection to your goals. Review your progress. Ask, did I take 1 step toward my goal today? If not, why not? What blocked you? What needs to change? This keeps your goals alive, not hidden in a notebook, but right in front of you every night. Now, here's another layer. Gratitude. We talked about it briefly, but don't miss this. Gratitude grounds you. It keeps you from chasing without appreciating. It turns what you have into enough while still reaching for more. After you reflect on what needs improvement, always ask, what am I thankful for today? Because when you combine honest reflection with daily gratitude, you become stronger, not just smarter. Then add 1 more layer: preparation. Use the last minute of your reflection to plan 1 key thing for tomorrow. What's your top priority? What will you start with? What will you say no to? Write it down, because a plan written is a plan remembered. And when you wake up the next day, you'll have clarity. You won't waste time wondering what to do. You'll already know. That's how you stack growth. Reflection intention, gratitude, goal review, next day planning, just 5 minutes, maybe 10, but done daily. That's a system, that's structure. That's how people go from drifting to driving. Most people wait for change to come from the outside winners. They build it from the inside. So don't stop at reflection. Stack the habits. Layer the growth, because when your nights are built with discipline, your days become filled with purpose. I turn this into a life practice. Now we've come to the part that matters most: consistency. It's not enough to do this for a week or even for a month. If you really want the results, the clarity, the focus, the growth, you've got to make reflection a way of life. This isn't a challenge, it's a choice, a decision you make and remake every single day, because success isn't built in a burst. It's built in a rhythm, and your rhythm comes from your daily routine. Let me tell you what I've learned. Motivation fades, but routines stay. You don't need inspiration every day. You just need a system you can trust, even on the days when energy is low and life is busy. So here's how you make it last. Number 1, anchor it to something you already do. Maybe it's right after you brush your teeth or just before you turn off the lights. Tie the habit to a moment that already exists that makes it automatic. Number 2, keep it simple. Don't complicate it. Don't try to perfect it. 5 minutes, 5 questions, let it be enough. Number 3, track it. A simple check mark on a calendar, a note in your planner. Let yourself see the streak. Small wins. Build strong habits. And number 4, forgive yourself if you miss a day, but never miss 2. Life happens, but success comes to those who get back on track quickly, quietly, firmly. Now listen, you don't have to reflect perfectly. You just have to reflect consistently. And over time, the habit becomes second nature. You start to notice your patterns faster. You correct mistakes sooner. You plan your days better. You handle life with more clarity, more calm, more purpose. You become a person who doesn't just go through life, but grows through life. So turn this into a life practice, not a phase, not a challenge, a lifestyle. Because the greatest changes are not made in loud moments. They're made in quiet, consistent ones. Each night you get the chance to build your tomorrow. Today, all it takes is one habit, 5 minutes, and the decision to do it again and again and again. That's how success is built. It starts tonight. So here we are. You've heard the habit, you've seen the power, you understand the process. Now, the only thing left is to start not next month, not next Monday, tonight, because success doesn't begin with a big announcement. It begins with a small decision, a quiet moment, a pen and a piece of paper. That's all. No applause, no spotlight, just you and the decision to take control of your life. Because here's the truth. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need more time. You just need to begin. Begin by asking better questions. Begin by reviewing your day. Begin by planning a better tomorrow. And the beauty of it is this: it's simple, it's doable, and it works. 5 minutes of reflection can unlock 5 years of growth, because when you reflect, you gain insight. When you plan, you gain focus, and when you act on both, you gain results. So don't wait for a sign, be the sign, be the one who builds discipline. When others make excuses, be the one who improves daily, while others repeat the same patterns. Be the one who chooses growth every night without fail, because if you do this one thing and do it well, it will touch every part of your life, your habits, your mindset, your income, your relationships, your confidence, and it all starts with one quiet moment. So here's the challenge. Before you end this day, take 5 minutes, sit down, ask the questions, write the answers, learn something, plan something, and then do it again tomorrow. You'll be amazed where it takes you. Remember, success is not something you pursue. It's something you become by the choices you make daily, and it starts tonight.